Is my voice audible? Hello?
Vishnu, we are live. Please start.
Okay. So, welcome back to UiPath Automation Squad. Today, we'll start with the third part of document understanding playlist, which is Digitize, where we extract or scrape the information from the document or any other image. It can be any type of document. So, what is Digitize? Firstly, digitize is nothing but scraping, I mean making the document as a digital document. For example, if we have an image where the text will be handwritten, or if you have a rotated document, so those doesn't which are not electronic. So those documents, the process of making them into a digital format is what digitize means. So here we will extract two types. If you see here, the output will be of two types: document text, and then document object model. So in incoming slides we will see like what is a document object model. So document text is nothing but a plain text, like all visible text from the document will be stored in a variable called doc text using this output property. So firstly, we have to set up an API key. In the action part, I'll explain how do we set up an API key for document understanding, and then we'll see one sample of the output of digitize step. So next, working with digitize. So mainly, before this, we have to assign an OCR engine. If you see here, so you have to assign an OCR engine for digitize document. So based on your need, based on the type of document you have, this OCR changes. So that's one of the important point. And then coming back to the working with digitize. So in previous lessons, we have discovered like the second step of document understanding framework is digitize. So all the documents that are to be processed, either it can be a native or a scanned, must pass through this step. So we also discovered like OCR is not as same as the document understanding in the previous sessions. So the OCR engine will be used only if the incoming documents require OCR processing, and the decision gets taken by the page by page basis. So applying this framework means using a single activity to digitize both scanned and native documents, and turning them into a document object model, or extraction can be done using a document text variable from that property, from that um, digitize activity property. So we have discussed about the OCR engine. We can see like what are the different types of OCR engine we have within the digitize. The intelligent OCR package, we have few of the OCR engines, so we can change them according to our document types. And mainly it can work only with these types: PNG, GIF, JPE. These are mostly most of the types are covered here. So we don't have any property, I mean we don't have any problem like the format which is other than this. So most of the formats are covered here. So next, like what is document object model? As I told earlier, so document text is nothing but a plain text which is visible in the document, and the object model is will be information regarding the process document, like such as its name and the content type, and the length, and so even more like text length, and um, so the number of pages available, and then information about each page. So all those detailed information can be stored in this document object model. And then it is mainly important because it is used to validate the document. It contains information, as I told. It contains a number of pages, rotation, language, or coordinates of the positions, example, etc. So in the coming sessions, we'll discuss like which pages are to process, or what words don't change position. Like we might have to match the language to influence the way the date and numbers are captured. Like for certain languages, for example, if it is a China language, then we can already discover that it is from a China document, and then the date format should be picked according to that region. So picking up the right OCR engine, that will be our final step. So we'll see that in action. Firstly, with the as I told, how do we set up the document understanding API key? So I've created a sample process. So these are previous steps which we discovered, which we discussed. So firstly, we initialize the variables which we need. So document path array will be the number of all the files which we have, which have to be processed. So once you create a taxonomy in the taxonomy manager, there will be a folder which is automatically gets created, which is document processing, and then these will be automatically created. So inside inputs, you can place all the input documents which you have. So I'm getting using the directory.get files, and this folder I kept up to here, and then the due API key. So you have to log into UiPath cloud services, and you might see this page initially, the home page, and you have to go to admin, and then the licenses, and you have to go to robots and services. So here you'll have a document understanding API key. So if you didn't click on there will be a button here to click, where it will generate this API key. So since I have already clicked on it, it got already generated. So after a few days, that will this API key gets expired, and then you have to come here and then click on generate again, and then copy that. And then I've used a variable called API key, and then I'm directly passing that text to that API key. So as of now, in the digitized step, we don't use the API key but further steps we use that. So to go in an order, so I'm explaining the initialize step first. So that's about initialization. And then the taxonomy. So in previous sessions, we already discussed about the taxonomy and how do we create, and then what are the fields we have, and what are the sections we have, and I've explained each section individually. So you can go through the previous videos which if you have any queries in taxonomy manager. So I've already created the taxonomy. So once you create that, there will be a taxonomy file which is automatically generated in the document and processing folder. So I'll quickly show you that. So here you'll have the document types. So currently we have two types. This will be type 1, and the other one which I've created for testing in previous session. So that should be at the end somewhere here. Yeah, I think this one, document ID, second document ID. So here we have two document types. So you can use load taxonomy activity, which I already told in the previous session. So this once you load the taxonomy, you don't have to give any input, so it automatically checks the document processing folder, and then it gets the taxonomy.json, and then it converts them into a taxonomy variable. So this taxonomy variable will be used in the further steps. So first let's see how many files we have. I'm just running the bot. So in the inputs folder, we have 4 files. So we got the 4 message, and then the next message box is with the taxonomy, number of tax document types in the taxonomy. So as I already showed you the JSON file, there we have 2. So it printed 2. I'm just stopping the bot. Okay, so we covered these 2 steps, and then the next step is to I'm quickly checking whether if we have a count of like if we have any document types. So I'm like, this will be a loop, so it is not completed, this XAML is not completed. So in the end, we'll loop it back again to the decision. So that's the reason, like we used this doc count variable. So until they count um, moves greater than the total number of files, then this loop will terminate. So that's the reason, like, we have this document count. You can directly use a for each row, and then you can eliminate this doc count variable. So to make it visible, I mean, to make it more clear, I've used flow decision, and then I'm using that doc count variable. So the next step, so the current session, the digitize step. So firstly we get the document name, and then I've printed the document name. It starts. So this was the activity, digitize document. So we have to pass the path of the document. So we can get that using the doc count. So initially the doc count will be 0. So for the in the first run, we'll use the first document, which is multiple documents thing, this one. So coming to the digitized document, here we have input variable. As I told, this will be the path of the document, and then it will give us the document text and then the document object model. So we have that stored, I mean, we have that stored in doctext and then the document model. And as I told, we have many OCRs available. So for now I'm using omni page OCR. But if you want to explore, if you have any issues in extracting the data from your images, so you can always change the OCR type, so that it might increase the efficiency of scraping from that image or document. So you can play around with these all different types of engines. Okay, so for now I'm using omni pages here. So I'm printing that text. So let's see like what it prints. Okay, it takes some time to script. Yeah, it's good. So as I told, this will be the variable of document text. So it printed entire document. So in the digital step, we just make that, we just scrape that entire, and then we print. I mean, we convert that electronically first, and then we scrape whatever fields we need. So that's about digital step. So let's see the PDF first. So I have this first, the PDF. This was the PDF, and this was the output. So if you see, it's scraped 1040x, and then the date in the below, January 2020. So yeah, so this was all about the digital step, and in coming sessions we'll discuss about the classification steps, and like how do we classify based on the document types and things like that. So in coming sessions we'll see that. So the next step will be classify. You can follow me, I mean, you can do along with me, and then so can if you stuck somewhere, you can ask in the comment section. So yeah, thank you.